How to become suddenly significant. You know the cliché. Men don't like commitment. Chances are, you've dated a guy who seemed to fit this cliché. You've probably asked yourself why this happens. And you've probably wondered if it's even possible to get a man to want commitment as much as you do. In this report, I'm going to show you how to reverse a man's resistance to commitment. And I'm going to show you how to do it by triggering a basic male instinct he simply can't ignore. Now there are definitely players out there. Men who just want someone they can hook up with. Someone who won't get in the way of their desire to live free and do whatever they want. I can't help you with those men. The things I'm going to teach you are designed to attract a particular type of man. The kind of man who is destined to make you happy. Have you heard of the hero instinct? Just in case you have not heard, here's a quick explanation. This instinct is a drive every man has. It comes from our distant past. It is rooted in a man's DNA. We can't control it. Most men are barely even aware of it. Not on a conscious level, at least. The hero instinct is what drove early men to test themselves against wild animals 3 times their size. And 10 times as strong. It has driven men to war. To scientific discovery. To publish books of poetry. To climb mountains. It's an innate desire to accomplish things. It makes us feel alive. For men, this type of achievement brings catharsis. Fulfillment. Meaning. It allows us to define ourselves. To feel pride. To feel worthy. And it's not just accomplishing the goal that matters either. Having a heroic mission causes men to feel needed. To feel irreplaceable. Like they're the only man for the job. Here's what you need to know about the hero instinct in regards to a man not being ready to commit. For a man to be able to commit, he needs to be able to open up and connect. This is not easy for most of us. We're just not wired to be emotionally accessible in that way. Unless we feel like we are engaging in a heroic act. For an act to be heroic to a man, it must involve one of 3 things. 1. Achieving something. 2. Protecting someone. 3. Earning someone's respect. If a man can do 2 or more of these things at the same time, all the better. But it's not just individual acts of heroism that motivate men. Every man also has a sort of heroic journey that he goes on. His own journey. At its heart, the hero instinct is about winning. You've probably noticed that most guys care a lot more about winning than most women do. Men avoid things they can't win at. When we take steps to achieve our heroic goals, those are little wins along the way. Tiny accomplishments that provide us with a rush of pleasure and excitement. These experiments make us feel alive. Imagine a video game where a hero must defeat the big bad guy to save the day. Video games like this are the ultimate manifestation of the heroic journey. There's always a big, ultimate goal at the very end. Beat the bad guy. Save the world. Rescue the princess. But there are also always smaller achievements along the way. Things like getting through a difficult level. Beating a bad guy of lesser importance. Gaining some kind of power-up. These little checkpoints of achievement are not there just to keep the story interesting. Heck, lots of early games barely had a story. Men desperately crave the rush of achievement. The experience of winning. But there's a flip side to this desire. If a man does not see a way to win at something, he will do whatever he can to avoid it. This applies to relationships, too. If he's not at a place in his life where he feels like a winner, he will also likely feel that he's not ready. What you can do to combat "not ready" syndrome? Here's the thing. If women waited for men to fully satisfy their heroic instinct, no one would ever find true love or get married. No one would settle down. Obviously, though, there are plenty of people who find each other and settle into a life together much earlier than this. I'm going to show you how you can be one of those people. You will do it by making yourself a part of his heroic journey. Not just a part, the most fun, most exciting part. Here's how: you teach him that he can win at your relationship. By that, I do not mean that you should bow down to his every whim. I do not mean that you should defer to him in disagreements. A successful, happy, long-lasting relationship is a relationship of equals. In fact, if you do a good job of helping him win, he'll actually be working harder to meet your needs. And he'll be doing it gladly. That's because winning in a relationship means something closer to the video game analogy I made earlier. What you need to do is fairly straightforward, but not necessarily easy. 1. Create opportunities for him to meet your needs and make you happy. 2. When he meets these needs, show him appreciation for what he's done. At the core, all you're really doing is giving him positive reinforcement when he acts in a way that makes you happy. Just like a video game, you're providing small achievements along that way. And you're giving him that rush of pleasure and excitement when he succeeds. You're using simple behavioral conditioning. But it's not quite so simple. He has to feel appreciation for winning at the types of things that matter to him. You can't, for example, shower him with appreciation for letting you vent about your day and expect to give him that special winning feeling. Because men just aren't wired to understand the value of that. Women tend to experience gratification and validation from a direct emotional connection like this. Men, not so much. It doesn't give us the same kind of charge. And that's the reason why so many men struggle with just listening to someone talk about their problems as an end rather than a means to an end. Do not forget to check the description for links to get some professional help. I will share some more helpful tips in the next video. Till then, take care.